HL Literature Paper 2, Pecha Kucha by Rachel Filson. Specifically referring to Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman and Tennessee Williams' The Glass Menagerie, I will be answering question number 26 on how do guilt and or blame contribute to conflict and the overall effect in at least two of the plays you have studied. The Glass Menagerie by Tennessee Williams is a memory play, and its action is drawn from the memories of the narrator, Tom Wingfield. Tom is a character in the play, which is set in St. Louis in 1937. He is an aspiring poet who toils in a shoe warehouse to support his mother, Amanda, and sister, Laura. Mr. Wingfield, Tom and Laura's father, ran off years ago and, except for one postcard, has not been heard of from since. Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman is a tragedy about the differences between a New York family's dreams and the reality of their lives. The play is a scathing critique of the American dream and of the competitive, materialistic American society of the late 1940s. The storyline features Willie Loman, an average guy who attempts to hide his averageness and failures behind his delusions as he strives to be a success. In The Glass Menagerie, each character in their own way struggles with hopelessness, which ultimately threatens their lives. Specifically looking at the protagonist Tom, he has a fear of working in a dead-end job, causing an even stronger longing to pursue his real dream of becoming a poet. By working in the shoe warehouse, Tom believes that he is taking on the role as the breadwinner for his family. In Death of a Salesman, Willie, the protagonist, also is struggling with internal conflicts, such as depression, and this is from all of his mistakes from the past. It causes Willie to be unable to let go of his past, to focus on his present, and to achieve a different form of success for his future. These mental wanderings are worsening, causing his depression to also worsen. He has the internal conflict of guilt due to his infidelity. In The Glass Menagerie, Amanda, who is Tom's mom, her relationship to reality is the most complicated in the play. Unlike her children, she is partial to real-world values and longs for social and financial success. Yet, her attachment to these values is exactly what prevents her from perceiving a number of truths about her life. In Death of a Salesman, Linda has conflicts with choosing between helping Willie or her own personal happiness. Linda doesn't know about many things regarding Willie, such as his mistress or his career. This cluelessness is partly why Linda defends her husband's behavior, even when he has lashed out at her. Thus, this is also representing her loyalty towards Willie. Linda's utter and blind devotion to her husband makes it hard for her to understand why he killed himself, and why no one showed up to his funeral. Her ironic statement, "We are free," just reiterates that Linda remains clueless. In The Glass Menagerie, Laura, Tom's sister, is physically and emotionally crippled. She's also the only character in the play who never does anything to hurt anyone else. But her shyness begins to ruin her life and is holding her back from her desired happiness. Laura parallels her glass collection in a few different ways. To start off with, she has the same sort of translucent beauty, the same delicate exterior, and she's also very breakable, in the sense that she freaks out at the slightest social challenge and runs away, much like the way she does when she runs away from the front door when Tom and Jim arrive. Also, like her mother and brother, she retreats from reality. With Biff, in Death of a Salesman, he is unable to hold down a job and he steals from all of his employers, as well as going to jail. However, he never put much energy into his schoolwork and he also failed math as a senior. Biff needs to get a job and to start seriously considering his future. One of the most important conflicts between characters in The Glass Menagerie is Amanda versus Tom. Amanda is putting a lot of stress and pressure on both of her children, but specifically with Tom, she's forcing him to get a job so he can help provide for them. Also, she is forcing him to take on the responsibility to find Laura a gentleman caller. For Tom, this is suffocating to a degree. In Death of a Salesman, a huge conflict between characters is also Willie and Biff. Willie is preoccupied with Biff's failures and success in the business world, and a lot of this was due to the fact that Willie let him get away with anything and never encouraged him to do well in school. Also, about the time that Biff caught his dad cheating on his mom, it made him go kind of crazy. Once again, Willie had a bad effect on his son's life, And while Biff is in some ways desperate to impress and please his dad, he also realizes that Willie is flawed, materialistic, and has materialistic dreams that Biff is neither able nor desires to achieve. Another conflict between characters in Death of a Salesman is between Linda, Biff, and Happy. Linda tells her sons, although she is mainly referring to Biff, that Willie's life is in their hands and that they are the only ones that can truly save him from his depression and his impending suicide. Unlike Willie, she expresses concern over Biff's poor math performance, his growing aggression, and his tendencies to steal.